just like a rose. Everybody knows that you are so beautiful.
Hey guys, it's Janerarose, hairstylist and makeup artist, back with a new tutorial, keeping with my 1-year big chop update. Today I'm teaching you how to trim your hair at home. I'm going to be using my Shear Xpressions by Cricut Shears. You can purchase them at Sally's Beauty. I'm also going to be using cutting combs from Sally's Beauty. No, this video is not sponsored. I wish it was, so I didn't have to spend my own money, but here we are. On the cutting combs, they have inches for you already ready, so it makes your cut a lot easier. So what you see me doing right now is separating my hair at the parietal ridge, which is the widest part of your head, which includes the temple to your crown, which is your fringe, your front, and your sides. So what I'm doing is just separating the front from the back so that I can go in and do an even cut on the perimeter. And so the way that you want to hold your shears is by your thumb and your ring finger. Your pinky will rest on the little piece you see at the end, which is known as a finger tang. Because right now I'm trying to clean up the ends and basically the perimeter, I'm going to be using a stationary guide. So your guide is a piece of hair that you cut, or a section of hair that you cut, and then you use that section to move to the next section, which establishes the length of your cut. So your stationary guide does not move. You would take a little piece of the hair that you just cut and use it as a guide to the next section. If I was trying to create layers in the cut, I would be using a traveling guide, and that is where you take that piece from your previous section and actually move it to create that layer, and you'll see me do that now. So what you see me doing now that I've established the perimeter, my ends are clean, I have the length that I want, I'm now going in and cleaning up my layers. And so I'm going to be using vertical parting, and that is just allowing me to clean up the ends all throughout the cut. And so if you mess up your line like I did there, don't have any fear. Just clean it up, take off a little bit more, and make it even. This part, it needs to be as precise as possible, but don't worry if it's not, because you are going to go back in and cross-check it and make sure that you clean it up, and we'll do that after this. But as you can see, we're just going to take a little bit from the section we just cut, which is our moving guide again, and use that to help us with the next section. And you do that all the way back, and you just keep using your guide, all the way back. I always establish my length of my traveling guide in the middle of my head, and then I work all the way back as I stated before, and then I work towards the left, and then I work towards the right of the head. Right here, I'm just going to speed it up so you can kind of see what it looks like in real time. You want to make sure that you're using even tension all over the cut, because if not, you will end up changing the length of the cut. You also want to make sure that if you're sitting down doing this, you don't have your legs crossed, because that will change the length of the cut. You want to be consistent. And whenever you're cutting, do not go past, if you look at your fingers, do not go past your knuckle. If you go past your knuckle, you're more than likely to cut your finger. I know this is a lot of information, so I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm trying to make this video fairly quick because last week's tutorial was like 20 minutes, and I love you guys for sitting through it, but I don't want to do that to you again. So now that we've gone in, we cleaned up our layers doing vertical parting and vertical cutting. What you see me doing right now is cross-checking, which we're going across horizontally. So what your vertical cut does is it cleans up your layers, it removes weight, and it adds fullness, and it blends out your layers. Your horizontal cut is what cleans up the length and it builds weight. If your vertical cut that you just did, where you cleaned up your ends, is not technically neat or as sharp as it should be, right here if you look, when you're going horizontally, you'll see those little points and peaks that aren't even, and you'll be able to cut them off. You should not be taking off a lot of length during the horizontal process. If you are, that means your cut is just like not even at all. But it will be once you do this step. I accidentally put my thumb on the camera lens, and so the last shot, the most important shot, is blurry. But I hope you guys can at least see how neat it is, how clean it is as compared to what it looked like in the beginning of the video. Feel free to rewind it to be like, oh yeah, she got that all the way together. Stay tuned, because next week one of my good girlfriends went in and shaped my haircut for me and gave me a nice curl. I'm very excited, and you'll get to see that and get to meet her next week. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I know I kind of talked a bit fast through this video, so you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, thumbs it up, share it on social media, and I will see you guys in my very next tutorial. Thank you so much for your continued support. Have a fantastic week. Bye.